Hey there everyone, in this video I will walk you through the process of pushing and pulling Docker images to and from a Docker registry. By the end of this tutorial, you will be pro at sharing and retrieving Docker images. So let's get started. Before we dive into pushing and pulling Docker images, let's understand the concept of Docker registries. Docker registries are like central repositories that store Docker images. You can think of them as a cloud storage for your Docker images. The most popular registry is Docker Hub, but others like Amazon ECR, Google Container Registry, and more exist. So now to push your Docker image to a registry, there are some simple steps we have to follow. First, we have to build a Docker image using a Docker file, which we have already done in the previous video. The second step is to sign up for the Docker Hub, and the third step is to sign in to Docker Hub. Okay, so let's get started with second and third step. Open your web browser and visit the Docker Hub website, hub.docker.com. Here you have to sign up to create a new account. Provide the required information such as username, password, and email address. Complete the registration process by verifying your email. Once you have created your account, go back to the Docker Hub website, click on the sign in button and enter your Docker Hub username and password. This will authenticate you and allow you to interact with Docker Hub from the command line. And now as you will see that we have signed up for the Docker Hub. Here there is your username. Okay. Now let's open the terminal and run the command docker images. This will show you all the images that you have created. Here as you can see that we have an image or repository called hello docker, which uses the latest tag. This image just console logs hello docker. We have to push this image to the Docker Hub. So let's do this. Before pushing the Docker image to the Docker Hub, we have to log in to the Docker. So let's run the command docker login in our terminal. And now as you will see, this is authenticating with the existing credentials. This might take few moments, okay? And now you will see the message that is login succeeded, okay? And now as you will see, we have completed our fourth step too, that is log into the Docker in terminal. So now our next step is to tag the Docker image. For this, we have the command docker image tag, then the image name which we want to tag, then Docker Hub username, and then / repository name, okay? Before pushing, it's essential to tag your image with the appropriate Docker Hub repository information. So let's open our terminal and run this command. And now as you will see here, I have the command docker tag and then the image name, that is hello docker. It uses the latest tag and the username that I created on hub.docker.com, and then again the image name and the tag. When you enter, this will tag the following image. And now when you run the command docker images, you will see another repository with my username and then / our docker image name. Okay, now we have to push this docker image. And now to push the Docker image, we have the command docker image push and then the Docker Hub username / repository name and then the tag. The tag is optional. So let's open our terminal and run this command. So this is our command docker push and then the Docker Hub username followed by the image name and the tag, that is latest. Okay. Docker will upload your image to Docker Hub depending upon the image size and your internet speed. This might take a few moments. Okay. And now as you will see here that our image is pushed. Now when you visit hub.docker.com, and now as you will see here that we do not have a repository, but when we refresh it, you will have one repository. As you will see, we have got our repository, okay? And when you click on this, you will have the basic information of your repository like the tag, operating system, type, pulled and pushed. And now when you click on public view, you will have this docker pull command, okay? So now let's get started with pulling this Docker image. To pull the Docker image, we have the command docker image pull Docker Hub username repository name and the tag. But we do not have to write all of this because we already have copied that command from our Docker Hub website. So let's open the terminal. So let's first clear this all. And now when you will see Docker images, you will have this repository, but we have to remove this repository because when we want to pull this image, it will not do anything because we already have this image onto our local machine. So before pulling, we have to remove this image. For it, we have the command docker rmi, and let's just copy this and paste it over here. And when you enter, you will see that it has untagged our image. And when you run the command again, docker images, you will see that we don't have repository called frontend with Vishaka / hello docker. Now let's pull this image. So for pulling this image, paste the command which we copied from Docker Hub website, and when you click on enter, you will see that it is using the default tag latest and it is installing that image into our system. And when you again run the command docker images, now you will see that we have that image installed. Okay, Docker downloaded this image from the Docker Hub and it's stored locally on your machine. And now as we have successfully pulled a Docker image from the Docker Hub website, our next step is to run a container. To run a Docker container with port mapping, we have the following command, docker run command with -p flag or -- publish flag option. The -p options allow you to specify the mapping between the host and the container port. This is the basic command we have to run into our terminal. So what does host port mean? This is the port number on the host machine that you want to map to the container. Then the container port is the port number inside the container that you want to expose, followed by the image name. So let's open a terminal and run this command. I have cleared my terminal, and when I run the command docker images, you will see that we have this image, okay? And we want to run this image which we pull from Docker Hub, okay? So as I said, we have the command docker run followed by the -p flag, that is the port. But since I have not initialized my port into my application, I'm just going to run docker image and then my image name, that is frontend with Vishaka / hello docker. But if you have initialized your port, then follow the command that I have showed you earlier. And when you click on enter, you will see a message that is logged hello docker. As I said earlier in this video, that this image just console logs hello docker, and we do have that message, okay? I'll also give you an example. If you have initialized the port, you can say docker run and then -p flag and followed by the host port. This is the post number on the host machine. So suppose it is 3030, okay? And then followed by the port number inside the container that you want to expose. So let's say in this case it's also 3030, and then followed by the image name, that is suppose frontend with Vishaka / hello docker, whatever your image name is, okay? And when you click on enter, it will start the application, but in my case it just console logged hello docker, okay? Because I have not initialized the port in my project. And that's it. You have successfully learned how to push and pull Docker images and how to run them. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye and happy coding.